I am going to try to run the camera today, so good luck, because I have not done it before and it wobbles all around for me. But I will try to, I have my glasses on, so I'll try to see comments, but y'all know, y'all know I'm not the greatest at doing the comments, so.
Why don't you just talk about anything, because you didn't get to talk about anything yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday, I think everybody knows, Kathy had an accidental, due to an issue with YouTube and Ecamm, Kathy had to go live to the world with her private, hey Linda, it's good to see you this morning.
Kathy's Cooking Club.
Kathy's Cooking Club had to go.
If you guys want a free class, go look on YouTube, because I did my Kathy's Cooking class live. So just go look at my YouTube. I'm pretty sure I'm going to leave it up. It was potato meal planning.
Yeah, and you know, it's a good way for everybody to get an idea of what the cooking club is all about too. Because I don't think people realize how long she goes and how many recipes she does and things like that. So
I'm tired today.
Kathy's exhausted.
But it's 58 degrees, y'all. 58.
But it is a beautiful day. You got the back of Kathy's head. We're getting ready to cross the big road, so there's a lot of traffic, so it might take us a minute. No, not good.
You can still talk.
Okay, we're going to cross the street, cross the big road. Meal planning class was great, Linda said.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad. It must be weird being a Kathy's Cooking Club member and then having 80 bazillion people in there. But everybody was super nice and asked great questions.
Yeah.
So if wherever you are, go ahead and give us a message and a hi. Let us know what the weather's like there. We may not be able to read it out loud, but it's just nice to know.
Yeah, so we're going to try to do a long walk today since the weather about 63.
I just said it was 58 when I woke up.
63 now, according to my watch. But so we are doing the walk that Kathy did yesterday by herself, but we're going to do it together today.
What are you guys doing for your movement today? Are you walking on the treadmill? Or is it nice enough that you can walk outside?
Yeah, so I had a pleasant surprise this morning that I'm actually down to a weight that I have not seen since probably like 2006 or 7. Actually, maybe a little after that. Probably more like 2010 maybe. You see we got some golfers this morning. But I was really happy to see that on the scale. And I've been real mindful of what I've been doing this week since I kind of blew it a little bit.
Hey CJ, it's great. Glad you're treadmilling along with us.
So anyhow, yeah, I was really happy with that. I got my head back in order. I don't know if everybody knows, but like...
Why don't you just tell the story and not ask if they know?
Last week, I had a little bit of an issue. Saturday morning, I got up and the scale had gone very many pounds in the opposite direction that I wanted it to. And like many people, I then had my first moment of feeling like a failure. Beyond feeling like a failure, I also started getting those feelings of doubt where it was like, well, this is just not going to work. It's just like everything else. I'm never going to lose this weight and all that kind of stuff. And before you know it, I was just spiraling downward, and I kept thinking, well, this is just stupid. If I'm going to be gaining weight, I might as well just go get a biscuit, and I'll go to Biscuitville and I'll get something there. And I just had all these terrible feelings going on. But then I kind of like pulled it together enough to tell myself, you know what? Go clean the kitchen. Go clean the kitchen, wash the dishes, do all those things, and then see how you feel. And washing the dishes actually became very therapeutic for me. Just like redirecting myself made all the difference in the world, because by the time I was done doing that kitchen, it was like earlier never happened. And I was just like, hey, good morning, Carlene. And I was just like, hey, I just got to do better. Like, I got to do what I tell everybody else to do, and tomorrow's a new day. And so that's basically what happened, is I just went, well, tomorrow's a new day, and got up, started doing everything right. And today, you know, we're talking almost a week later, but today I'm actually seeing, you know, the benefit of the effort that I put in this week. So very happy for that. And I guess the moral of the story is, if you happen to be one of those people and you start like me, and it's easy for you to spiral, once you start to spiral, redirect yourself. Find something to do. Go clean up something. Everybody's got some place in their house that could use a little extra cleaning. Go clean something, go for a walk. Do anything you can to just redirect yourself, and then give yourself that space while you're doing that to just kind of process things and kind of relax into it. And then when you come out on the other side, you know, you'll be really proud of yourself for handling things the way you did. Kathy is having to clean up Max's, she's doing her neighborly duty, cleaning up after Max. So I'm not going to turn around and show you Kathy right now. But yeah, we're lots of golfers this morning because it's beautiful out. Hello, Mary Ellen. It's good to see you this morning. I'm sorry I didn't catch all of that. Let me see if I can go back to the comments. Let's see. All right, Mary Ellen's from Sussex, New Brunswick. It is 15 degrees Celsius. Oh, wow, you're getting a tropical cyclone. Wow, that's crazy. You don't really think about that in Canada. At least I don't. I always think of it like in the States, like further along the, you know, southern edge of the coast. But thanks, Mary Ellen. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've been through a lot of hurricanes and stuff, but I know that, you know, they get them in New Jersey and places like that a lot too. So I remember one time when I was younger, I was living in Myrtle Beach, and this nor'easter came through that kind of hit there and kind of went all the way up the East Coast. And my poor car, I was working at a hotel.
What are you talking about now?
Storms. And I was working at a hotel, and my car was parked between the parking deck, between two buildings, between the parking deck and the hotel itself. And it was like a little breezeway that went where you could see the ocean and stuff from right there, because it was an oceanfront hotel. And the next morning when I came out, that whole top of the car had been basically sandblasted, and like the paint and everything was just about gone from the whole top of the car.
Is someone in the storm?
Yeah, that happened back in the 90s.
No, is someone in the storm?
Marilyn was saying that that New Brunswick's getting a tropical cyclone.
Okay. Good morning.
Got some runners. And so Kathy is done picking up.
Well, we don't talk about that on Walk with Kathy and Cheryl.
I just said you were doing your neighborly duty, picking up after Max.
So what are y'all making today? And you got some questions? Because I'm still here too, if you've got questions about anything we did. Yesterday on the walk, we ended up talking about mashed potatoes, and then I made some for the class.
And they were delicious, y'all. And she put some some vegetables on top of them, some like, I don't know, Asian style vegetables, I guess.
Well, I was at Sprouts, and they had some of the pre-shredded vegetables, kind of like broccoli slaw, but they threw a few extra veggies in there. And why did they throw in the big giant ones? Like there were these slices of carrot that were like bigger than a silver dollar, or with all the shredded stuff.
Debbie says people in her neighborhood are not all doing their neighborly duty, and she wishes they would.
Well, it takes me forever just to, roasting a whole eggplant. Betty is.
Wow.
Yeah. So we just, because I was tired and my voice is still gone a little bit. It's been going off and on all last week. But like the 3-hour class kind of did me in. Even people watching were like, don't you think you should go because you're losing your voice?
Yeah, she definitely could barely talk when she got off of there. Carlene says she'll be making natto miso soup and possibly crab cakes from lion's mane mushroom.
Oh, I love lion's mane. And actually in our hallway, I have some kits where I'm going to try and grow my own. So we'll probably do a video. Maybe Cheryl and I'll do one together when we set that up.
Yeah.
So did you guys see that there's like an event sign up for lunch on Monday if you're near Sacramento? So Hira, who took the 12-day McDougall course with us, set it all up. So it's going to be at this Himalayan restaurant where she's going to call ahead. So we're going to get whole food, plant-based, no oil. So if you guys are going to either Chef AJ's Live Your Best Life on Sunday in Sacramento, then come hang out with us. I will come back and put the sign up on Facebook. But if you look in Vegan Recipes Cooking with Kathy Hester Facebook group, you'll see it. But I'd love to see you guys and meet you in person. So would Cheryl.
Yeah, that would be great. I love meeting all the peoples. I'm kind of shy at first, but then I warm up pretty fast. Good morning from Colorado, says Jennifer. Chili, please smooch Max for her.
I will. Here, I'll scratch his booty. He's a booty scratcher. Oh. That was a happy pop.
Hello from Morlupo, Rome, Italy. Hello, Nona.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, is it Nona? Hi, Nona. How are you today? You were hanging out in class, too, yesterday, I think.
Yeah, that was awesome. I'm going to get over here, let the walker get by.
Oh, the walker is not coming toward
Oh,
us.
walker turned.
My natural reflexes are a little faster than Cheryl's. So, it is probably from the trauma of my youth.
Thanks. Appreciate that,
You have to
Jennifer.
read that out loud.
She said, congrats, Cheryl. Nice work.
Yeah, even if it embarrasses you a little bit, you still have to read it out loud because some people who are on the chat may not be able to read the chat.
Oh. Nona says, hot and humid today.
I don't know what it's going to be later this afternoon, but I'm just happy I'm not going to come back all super sweaty.
So, y'all, I don't know, but I don't know if you can see there's guys actually over there. They're on the other side of the tree. You can see the carts moving now. This hole right here, this is the last hole. This is the 18th hole. And these guys just teed off from the 18th hole, which makes me think that these guys have been playing since the crack of dawn this morning.
Well, that's very possible. If I wasn't so tired, I would have gotten up earlier today, but I really needed to get sleep. With the plane flights and all, let's go.
She's going that way because she just came from this way.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Yeah.
I missed her.
Yeah, you were picking up while she was going.
Those of you guys who are like, what is Kathy talking about? Max is dog reactive, so that means I try to avoid the dogs. It's like my own personal video game. And I was particularly nervous yesterday when it was me One hand I was holding Max, one hand I was holding the phone.
Nona says, Kathy, your trousers looking loose. I hope you got a belt on to keep them up. See, I tried to get her to put a belt on this morning, and she told me she hates belts. She doesn't want a belt. So
I've got big hips, y'all. So my hips are going to hold up my pants, I promise.
But if that was me, we'd be in trouble.
Cheryl does not have hips.
And last night, I realized that I no longer have a butt. My butt is completely gone. So if my pants get past my waistline, we are in trouble.
It's kind of true. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But Cheryl wears belts and things.
Yeah.
I'm still at that point, so I tried on. And has anybody else noticed how women's sizes mean absolutely nothing? So I tried on 3 different pairs of shorts, all the same number size. One was way too big. One just was a little bit too small. It wouldn't be super comfortable. And the other one, I couldn't even barely get up. All the same number size, all shorts. So it wasn't like they were like, oh, skinny jeans versus baggy jeans. So I have to go in when we come back and basically try on all of my clothes to see what I can pack for the weekend.
I kind of got to do the same with shorts.
I may be going to like Hot Topic or Torrid and just buying Halloween dresses. I may revolt.
You have a Halloween skirt that's hanging in the laundry room that you got last year.
It's going to be too big.
Oh, you think it's going to be too big?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
It was a little big on me then, but I'm wondering if Dawn can adjust the elastic for me, because it's just an elastic A-line skirt. But I'll try it on. You guys are quiet today. Are you just being mindful and walking on the treadmill? I'm talking to Stacy. So I emailed Stacy Cross, who came on Wednesday and did that amazing live because she's so awesome. And she's waiting to hear from Heather to talk to her to see if she can be on regularly. So keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah, that would be great if Stacy could come back more often.
Well, that would be great information. I feel like one of the things that we talk about some is how it's easy to get all this misinformation. And
Carlene's doing mini catwalks in her dressing room every morning now, already fitting back into some favorites. Like the idea of Kathy's Halloween clothing rebellion, says Debbie.
Debbie, you are awesome. And who was the first person? I didn't see it.
I didn't see the name.
Anyhow, whoever's doing the catwalk, make sure, I think.
Nona says she's got big hips too. First realized she had lost a dress when she put down the jeans and they fall down. Plant-based. Mary Ellen, plant-based, no tomato, something. Let me go back.
Okay. And then you have to hit live chat.
All right. Nona says, I've got big hips too. I first realized I had lost the dress size when I put on my jeans and they fell down.
And somebody else made tomato basil pesto.
Made from recipe from P&J, and that was Mary Ellen.
That sounds really yummy. When we come back, I'm gonna have to probably get some more of my basil and freeze it and stuff. I'll probably do a live about that. I picked a couple of little tomatoes in the garden.
I hope Heather does not stop Stacy for coming back. Stacy's tips helped me so much. That was Sherry Ann.
Yes, I know too. And I don't think it's a matter of her stopping her. It's just she's got to look at her duties, because Stacy is doing it as part of her job at the Dr. McDougall's program. So the more you guys comment how much you love her and share that out, the more likely Heather's going to think it's worth Stacy's time.
Yeah.
So if you could do that, I don't ask you to do that with any of my other videos, but just so that we can make sure that Stacy comes back, that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Because I think it's valuable information. You can always watch Dr. McDougall's live on Sunday nights. But I think it's so helpful to be able to listen to like I find it, and Cheryl, you tell how maybe your opinion after this. I find it amazing that we get to talk to Stacy every week.
Yeah, I really love being able to talk to Stacy every week. All right, let's. I think Emmy's out.
Okay,
Debbie says, "How do you want us to let them know Stacy? Know she is great." You want to introduce people? Well,
let me just see. She's got another friend. I don't want to interrupt. It's okay. Here, okay.
you got to take it.
I've got the thing now. Here, then you take that. Max is like, it's Emmy. So I'm not going to film them because that would be rude. If it was just the dog out, I would give you, and maybe you'll get to see the dog when we come back. Hey, you guys. I think Emmy's eating a treat. Oh, she's so sweet. Nona says, I was so used to being big, I didn't recognize myself. Anybody else? Emmy! Let's give, is it okay if I come pet her? I'm gonna show, we're doing a live, so I'll show the sweet Emmy to all the people. She's such a good dog. These are my nice people. Hi, Emmy. Do you want to smell the phone? Yeah. Oh, look at this baby girl. I haven't seen you in so long. Oh. And see, Max does pretty good on the other side of the street. Oh, gotta give kisses. Thank you for coming to say hi. Thank you so much. I haven't seen her in a while. I didn't get her magical pets. And so we're getting, she's beautiful and she's gorgeous. And she's just so sweet. I really enjoyed that live, right? I feel like because it's been so hot, Emmy has a doggy door. So sometimes she'll come out and run out. And also she gives Max pretty good space. Because you remember, if that was a normal dog and not a dog at their house that we know, Max would lose it. And there's some other dogs that can run out that we end up, this is my prime spot right here to hide from dogs on this road. I decided to brave it yesterday with no hands, and it worked out pretty well. But sometimes because Max is dog reactive, if we go at the wrong time, which we can't guess when other people are going to bring their dogs out. But Emmy is just a gorgeous soul.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
She's so nice and sweet and always comes out to give everybody a little bit of love. But yeah, like losing weight, everybody's all excited like, oh, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to buy a bunch of new clothes. But that's great if you're 10 pounds overweight. But if you're 50 pounds overweight, you're going to have to do that a few times.
Yeah, I've been real, like, I'm only buying new clothes if they are on like super clearance, because I feel like I'm probably going to be in this smaller size for a very short amount of time.
That you're going to keep losing, right?
Yeah, right. So
because what we're doing, and one of the things that we're talking to you about with the starch solution, is that it's not a diet, in that we're going to do this, lose 10 or 15 pounds, and then go back to our old way of eating. We're actually changing our whole lifestyle and our whole way of eating moving forward. And that's another reason why we talk a lot about doing it 90%.
Right.
90 to 95% is completely doable forever. It means if there's a piece of vegan cake, we can take a bite of it. It means we can go out some. Debbie says, I think a minimalist wardrobe in the interim is probably the best thing until you've got your goals. That's what I've done. Debbie, that's super smart. And has anybody else over the years saved a variety of sizes? Because I have a variety of sizes.
I do too. But I don't think even my variety of sizes are going to go much past what I am in now. So
I think I have one size smaller than when I was doing Sick to Fit with Howard.
Yeah.
So, and Debbie said, yes, I have sizes. Part of me thinks that's just a woman thing, but maybe it's not. Everybody I knew had it. It's okay. Here, why don't we switch?
Yeah. No.
Okay. This house sometimes has a little dog that's loose. Sherry says I shop at secondhand stores while I'm still overweight. I shop at secondhand stores all the time, but you guys know that. You know that from all my kitchen tips and things like that. Good morning. Because you can find, those of you, we were talking about slow cookers for a hot minute yesterday, and thrift stores are a great place. Oh, Carlene says I have stuff in pretty much every size. This time I'm planning to lose as I'm sure. But let's see what that last bit was. I'm planning to toss as I shrink out of them. That's smart. And I have two friends that I'm going to gift some of my clothes to, and what I may do too. So today I don't want it to be, but it may be a clean out the closet day. Fortunately, baggy clothes are okay, says Nona. Yes, they are, and they are super comfortable. And there's another comment I'm trying to get back. Aw, Jennifer, you are both such a positive influence. Thank you for sharing your journey and have a wonderful trip. Carlene says she donates her clothes. I always look around. If I know someone who is a little bit larger, who has my taste in clothes, I like to give them away. And I'm trying to decide now, and Cheryl, you might think about the same thing. We have a group called Bull City Shares, because Durham is the Bull City. And so you can put up things, you can put up anything. Yeah, Nona, especially when it's hot, it's nice to have some baggy clothes, that's for sure. And so what happens is we list things. It could be a plant, a lawnmower, things from the kitchen. Because actually I gave away, someone had asked for either an Instant Pot or a slow cooker, and I had an 8-quart Instant Pot I had used for testing, but we just don't ever use it. I know it's Chef AJ's favorite. I know a lot of you love an 8-quart slow cooker, but it pulls too much power when I'm doing classes, so it makes it more likely for me to blow a fuse. And 6 quarts of stuff gives us enough to eat and put in the freezer.
Yeah.
So I gave it to her, right? So it was awesome because she got gifted something she wanted, and I got someone to pick up something I wanted to give away out of my driveway. It was lovely.
You have the poop bag?
Uh-huh.
You didn't double bag.
Yeah, I did. Cheryl's complaining about my poop bagging. That's usually her job. She's like, you didn't double bag it. I'm like, yes, I did. Sorry. It's part of walking the dog. Oh, I'm trying to say, is he just smelling? No, he's going to pee. So I will not show you that. But I'll show you the beautiful forest. It is my goal that you don't see the dog go to the bathroom during his walk. Ever. But I have some weird clothes because you guys know. Well, so first off, a lot of my weird t-shirts will first go to Cheryl, as she is fitting in a 2X now. I've ordered a couple of shirts that I hope will come today. You guys, I think I don't know if you look down here, but if you look down at my other lives or videos, you'll see it. I made 2 cool witchy Halloween cooking shirts. And Margarita says, I still wear some of my old baggy clothes around the house. I have to change when I leave the house. We don't have the space to keep things I don't wear. And we do have big closets in our house, that's for sure. So I feel good about that. Magical pets, I love it. You must be watching the Emmy stuff. Nona says, when I moved to Italy, I left a load of clothes behind in the UK. My super slim, no, I don't. So it's like, do you want to report that message? No, I actually want to see it. My super slim gymnast granddaughter of 17 took a load of my clothes and even my old ripped jeans. That's awesome. Mary Ellen has a variety of sizes too. There's also a couple of places that will do prom dresses. So if you have some fancy party dresses, there are people like there's, oh, I'm going to forget the name of the organization, but if you have interview clothes, there's another organization that will take that. So if you have suits or slacks, things like that. So sometimes I like to give it to an organization before I give it to Goodwill, just because Goodwill is going to sell it, and there are other people out there who maybe can't buy it at the Goodwill still. Ooh, Nona, some of my sweaters are 30 years old. I bet they were gorgeous if you were from the UK. So that's pretty awesome. We're going to be passing some other walkers, so I'm going to be quiet, and then I may switch back with Cheryl because my voice is feeling a little scratchy again. Good morning. How are you guys? Good, enjoying this gorgeous day.
I know, that's what I told my husband. I love it.
I know, this is the way it always needs to be. So in case you guys haven't ever been to North Carolina, the people here are friendly. But I would think the sweater, like some of the clothes in the UK are just fascinating. It's probably because I don't live there and it's all new to me. But I love stuff from the UK and I really want to visit. And fingers crossed, next year or the year after, I will create some way to get there. And then if we're already over there, maybe we can come to Italy too. But I'm going to switch back with you for a second. Let Cheryl carry you guys. And why don't you talk about clothes and what you're doing with your clothes?
Let's see. Debbie says the UK wants you to visit.
Debbie, are you in the UK as well?
All right, let's see what we got. I got the thing now. So if it wobbles all around, I'm sorry.
They're used to it. But just try and show more than the road. Show the nice part, because we're right near the entrance to the Eno, and maybe we'll
Notice that my granddaughter said she had a load of compliments. The clothes she didn't want went to charity shops. Yes, on the outskirts of London, Debbie is.
Ooh.
Nice. That would be a beautiful place to visit.
And then we can all go see CJ in Scotland.
Yeah.
In her magical condo.
That Kathy thinks looks like a Hogwarts common room.
But I know it doesn't.
There's some beautiful trees.
And so again, if you guys are if you're new tuning into this, our house butts up to a road that
CJ, yay.
I know. I would love it. Think of all the tea we
Nona
could
lived
drink.
in Brighton.
Ooh, so cool. And
Edinburgh is gorgeous, says Debbie.
I have no doubt.
Yeah.
And I have a friend who's a tarot card reader who also lives in Scotland. So, and she's delightful.
Yeah, she's great.
She's actually in a business group that I'm in.
Sherry, your exercise lives have motivated me to jump on my rebounder while watching. I jump off to comment and then jump back on. Nona says, I'm very happy in Italy now.
Oh, I can't imagine there'd be anything bad to say about that. It sounds gorgeous too. And yay you, Debbie.
Friends of ours are going to Italy in October.
Yeah, for a visit and going a few places.
It'll be their second time to Italy. They really enjoyed the first time, so they're going back. And not exactly sure what cities they're going to. But I think they mentioned, Nona says, good for you, Sherry. I think that they mentioned going to a town that had a lot of old, like Roman, like Spartan era things still. I'm not sure where that is. But I know it's not like Rome. It's someplace smaller.
Yeah, we're ignorant Americans when it comes to that, though we are respectful when we are at other places.
Right. Yeah. Geography, not the strong suit.
You're better at it than I am.
Yeah, a
for
little
sure.
bit. I have a little bit better sense of direction than you have, for sure.
Trying to decide if that's a dog.
I can't tell. We're gonna wait and see if there's a dog.
I think that's a dog.
I think there's a dog in
Let's go
front.
in here. Let's go in here.
All right, we're gonna go in here for just a bit. This is the entrance to the Eno that Kathy loves to go in and that I like to go in. I don't like this time of the year because I don't like snakes. And they're out like crazy this time of the year. And there are lots of copperheads here. So we kind of have to, Kathy's gonna have to keep her eyes open while I have the thing.
They were all here for the conflict that I was going to maybe have to run into the woods without looking.
But it's beautiful here. It's gorgeous.
Make sure you show the canopy.
Let's take a look at the canopy. Oh, wrong way. There you go.
Isn't it nice?
I mean, we're just completely covered in trees the whole way.
And it makes your
Very dense.
so happy just to be around. all the
Shirian, do you worry about ticks in the woods? It's so beautiful there.
We get ticks.
Yeah, we get ticks. If we were on something a little denser than this, I would probably have tick spray on. I wear tick spray around the yard. Nona says it's fabulous. We probably should have some kind of bug stuff on here, but we're not going to go that far today.
Well, we might.
Okay, she says we might.
Since I have you, maybe we'll go to the water and let Max take a drink. We haven't showed these people a drink. Do you need to? Does it work?
I can't tell if it's
Okay,
work
here.
or not, so I'm just going to...
All right, so it's me and the dog again. So, Cheryl's hilarious. So we'll see. There's a part where it goes down to the Eno River, therefore Eno River State Park. And if Cheryl's here and can help me pay attention and navigate a little bit while I'm showing you stuff, maybe we'll go down there. A couple of years ago during the pandemic, I went live for a few seconds down there, so it's really beautiful. And Max, who has an aversion to water, will go in there and get himself a nice little drink, and so that was an exciting addition. So tell me where you guys are getting your awesome clothes. So I hear we're getting clothes at thrift stores, which I love. There's some of the thrift stores here will list the sizes and some don't. Some put them by color. And so that can be a little disconcerting. So we'll see if we have time today. We're both getting our hairs cut later this afternoon and packing. And then we're going to get up really early and Max will get his vacation as it should be.
Thanks, Max.
And what else? We are working. Oh, I missed that. Oh. Fabulous. Thrift stores, occasionally TJ Maxx, yes. I'm a big TJ Maxx person too. I did get a pair of pants that were kind of nice. Well, they're not nice. They're like lightweight sweatpants. They're nice because I wanted them and they are soft, but they are not nice in that I should wear them to the conference. But I do have quite a few skirts. I'm also thinking of going just as me, which is in shorts and a t-shirt. Because Cheryl says that's what she's wearing. And another cool thing is Chef AJ is going to feed us tomorrow night, and that will be awesome. We have a very long day of travel. And we have to switch flights, and there's like 2 hours in between, but it just takes a while. Dillard's has nice clothes here in Texas. Definitely just go as you is the conference. Do you have any travel food planned? And that's where I was going before I distracted myself. So thank you. I did get some, for some reason, I've decided one of my big nervousness is that we get stranded on the tarmac for 12 hours. Because I've heard it too many times in the news. And that probably won't happen. So we found some pretty much compliant foods at Costco. So there's some of these chia seed squeezables and some applesauce squeezables. We're gonna eat breakfast before. We've also checked out that we probably can have something once we get to Austin for our 2-hour layover. I've got apples. I think we're gonna use a cool lunchbox, and we're gonna make a couple of sandwiches to take as well. So we're kind of going like apples are easy to eat. I'm not sure if they'll let us do orange slices through. We should be able to bring our oatmeal into the airport, but I'm kind of hoping we just eat our oatmeal since we've been getting up earlier and our plane doesn't leave at the crack of dawn. This trip is a really good beginner trip because where we're going, there are some places that have whole food, plant-based, no oil. So Chef AJ was saying there's like 4 to 6 restaurants. And the Himalayan restaurant that we're going to, that you guys can meet us at, but there's only room for 30 people in the restaurant. So you do have to fill out that event thing. If you're not on Facebook, just email me, kathyhester@gmail.com. Tell me you're in Sacramento and you want to come hang out with us. And I will tell Hira. Because I'd love nothing better than to max out a small vegan restaurant on a Monday. Because we're going to go at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Because I thought that way they could still get their lunch crowd and hang out with us and make some extra money. Plus, that's a lunch that's already no oil. And that's one you have to call 24 hours before for them to make you a no oil meal. We decided to rent a car, so we'll probably go live a couple of times. We may not go live tomorrow. Either we'll be full of energy and pep and we will talk to you from the airport a couple of times, or we will be cranky and sullen and spare you that. But basically from the time it's from the time we get on the airplane and it takes off. So it's probably going to be more like 10 or 11 hours of travel. And then we're going to get our rental car, and then we're driving to Chef AJ's, and then we go to sleep, and we go to Live Your Best Life conference the next day. So dinner tomorrow is taken care of because Chef AJ is making chili and rice. We're missing her dinner with the speakers, but she's going to feed us. We're going to bring something to cook oatmeal in overnight. So we'll wake up on Sunday, have our oatmeal. I suspect we're going to wake up really early because it's a 3-hour time difference. So we may go have a tea or coffee somewhere and then drive to the conference. At the conference, we are being fed by Ramses Bravo. Sorry about that. For lunch. So that's super special. And then I have some friends coming. Do you remember Lisa Rice? She's on the show usually once a month from San Francisco, and she's lovely. And she works at WeHeal.health. And actually, I just got an email from her. She's doing some classes in October and November, easy cooking classes, so I'll send that out in the newsletter. But we will probably go out to eat at one of the no oil restaurants. or something close by that we 90% it. And hopefully I will be less tired then, and we can do a little live and show you whatever we're eating. If we're not doing a live, I'll try and at least take pictures so that I can post about it on the blog.
Okay, buddy, come on.
Okay, so that takes care of tomorrow. So tomorrow we're just basically bringing snackable foods, and what we may do, if it works out, at the Austin airport, there are lots of bowl and taco places, because Austin, and I've already looked up, and if you look up vegan options at X airport, there are a couple of different sites that'll come up so you can look around and see how that is. And just so I feel pretty good about that, because we could be really hungry, since we will have been, our oatmeal will have been like 5 or 6 hours. Before then, we will have had a sandwich. We could also take like a cold baked potato or potato salad. I'm going to look, some of the stuff I made last night I'm going to have to freeze because it's not going to travel real well, or give to friends. Okay, so Friday is easy, except for my weird obsession about being stuck on the tarmac. But we will have enough food for 12 hours. Saturday, we'll have enough food for 12 hours. Sunday, oatmeal, lunch provided, whole food, plant-based, no oil. We're in that area where there's multiple whole food, plant-based, no oil. So I want you guys to kind of see, if you're wondering, why is this wiggling around so much? See all these tree roots? Those are, and rocks and stuff, so if I'm not paying it attention. Hi, one Anti-Venom was missing this live while watching the cooking show. Oh, it's just a walk. I mean, I'm always glad to see you, but you can always rewatch this. This is more chat, less learning, although I am talking about how we're doing stuff for the trip. We do have a lot of cookers that we're going to be testing out when we get back. We're only going to bring one, which is an Itaki steamer, because we've got a car now, and there's a few restaurants we can go to that are whole food, plant-based, no oil. And then we're still on the 90% plan, so if we go someplace that's mostly whole food, plant-based, we're okay. Because then we have dinner Monday night, and we don't know what we're doing Monday. I'm kind of hoping we go to some thrift stores, and that would be fun, to come home with some nice clothes that I like. But we'll just see. It depends on where we are. Cheryl and I have never been to California together. Oh no, yes we have. We've been to LA and we went to Disneyland. But I haven't been to many places in California. So this way we can just kind of bop around a little bit. And then Tuesday we come back. So we'll still have some apples and squeezy things. And hopefully, if for some reason we've depleted that store because we are on the tarmac for 12 hours, then we'll buy stuff. And we'll buy things like fruit and apples, and you know, I put in a couple of Lara bars for emergencies, because we're not really eating nuts right now. But again, if you know how air travel can be, there could be a big storm, there could be we've been delayed several times. So that way, just to make sure we have enough calories and things that are better choices than potato chips and peanuts and things that might be on the plane given to us. The next trip we're taking, and actually when we get back from this one, we're going to start doing some lives, because we're going to do some test cooking. I've got a couple of different Itaki things. So the one has a handle, and it's kind of like just a steamer. The outside is plastic, the inside is stainless steel, and it has an actual like steamer basket that you put on top that's also stainless steel. And it's pretty big. It's big enough that it could make rice and steamed vegetables for both Cheryl and I. So we're going to be taking a big car trip when we do that. So we are going to be making most of our food. We're going to a conference. At the conference, they're providing us vegan food. So we'll have a few extra things that if we don't eat much, though it's my friends that are giving us vegan food, so I'll be really surprised that we're not eating well. Oh, here we go. I see comments. Sorry, I'm having to look down at the... Ooh, Carlene says, I just discovered Korean popcorn, no oil, just a bit of sugar. Gotta try that. Where did you buy the steamer? Oh, at Itaki, ATAKI.com. It was a little expensive, and I'm gonna do a whole video about it. Nona says, I live alone, so food is really simple. It's a bit weird as I was married for nearly 52 years when my husband died. I'm so sorry to hear about your husband. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times with Cheryl, I will cook special food, and it depends. And sometimes she wants simple food when I want fancy food. And so we've kind of gotten that. We always have rice, small potatoes, baked potatoes, sweet potatoes in the fridge with whatever stews or chilies. We have some stews and chilies in the freezer. So we're getting more, while we do eat together, sometimes we eat different things. Here.
Just go for a minute.
I can. So Cheryl is busy. Let's see if Max will... Here. I don't think this is as interesting as the forest, but Max is very... Carlene, where do you get that popcorn? I wonder if you make it. I'll look it up, too. Because it sounds kind of like kettle corn without the oil. We've been making our popcorn with pickle juice. So when we're driving, we'll probably take our popcorn maker, which goes in the microwave, possibly. Or there is some no oil, no salt microwave popcorn you can get, or you can make it in paper bags too. And actually that's an idea. Maybe I'll see if we have any paper lunch bags, because that could be nice, just like if we wanted a snack while we're out. Because snacks, this is our first trip since we're doing whole food, plant-based, no oil. So we'll tell you about what our wins were, what our struggles were, and what we would do next time. But the longer trip, because we're going to be driving way up the East Coast to the tippy top of Massachusetts, which is basically New Hampshire. It's surrounded by New Hampshire, for an ECAM conference we're going to. And we decided we wanted to drive for a few different reasons. But one was so that we could try cooking in the car. We've got a Hot Logic kind of hot pot that we can put a 9x16 glass dish in and cook up some veggies and potatoes or warm up food that we have in the cooler. So the plan there is to eat our food mostly all the way up and down. Now there is a restaurant in Virginia, right outside of DC.
Herndon, Virginia.
Herndon, Virginia. That's a whole food, plant-based, no oil restaurant all the time. So we're hoping our timing will work so that we can go there on the way up and the way back. We're also going to be spending an extra night. We're not doing that drive in one day because we're old people. And how much pickle juice do we put in the popcorn? 2 tablespoons. If you drive to New England, stop by. I'm 10 minutes from Bradley Allen. We'll talk more about that. And maybe we could do a meetup at that other restaurant. And Nona says, yeah, Chef AJ does a lot of traveling. I don't think Cheryl will just eat a potato on the plane. She can be a little worried about what people think. See, there There's Max in his happy spot. And I'll take you guys over here. It's so soothing. The bugs, the little babbling of right here where the rocks are. Max eating some grass. Max, did he not want any water?
He got a little bit.
Are you happy? Are you happy? You got water. Look at you. So let me... And this is big. So some people come here and swim in this particular little tips. Oh, I knew what you meant. I translated it. Okay. And then we come up. There's a path that goes a whole circle, but there's some rocks over here you have to climb over, and I am team let's don't climb over rocks. You can see over there the rocks. Oh, Bradley Airport. Huh, it's Bradley Airport, is that that's not, no, Logan is the Boston one, so I don't know where Bradley is. Tell me what city. Here, we can go a little bit further down and come back. I don't know about you guys, but Max is in charge of this walk. And we'd like to go to that restaurant and try it for sure. And then one night with the conference, we're going to go on a ghost tour in Salem, which I'm super excited about. That's in October. But we're probably, unless we find something else delicious to do in Sacramento, and if you guys have been in Sacramento, Windsor Locks, about 1 hour south of Boston. And if you guys live along the East Coast and know of some places where we can get some good whole food, plant-based food, tell us for sure. And then maybe we can do a meetup like we're doing in Sacramento too. Because we're going to take 2 days to drive up and 2 days to drive back is the plan. That is all the plan that we have at this point. We haven't decided where we're stopping yet. So a good whole food plant-based restaurant would definitely make a difference in what we decide to do. So many. My friend Faith trail runs, and I can barely walk with all of these beautiful routes that I love, but I have to look down. See, like, look at all that. But one of the things I love about our house is that, and I'll show you this, and you guys can see how wussy I am. Going up it isn't as bad as coming down it for me, but it looks like it's just stairs. But it doesn't feel that way coming down it. No. Does it to you?
No, it's because our legs are short.
We have a Chopped in West Hartford. Yeah, we have a Chopped here too. Here, I'll let you see over here. Isn't it just nice?
Water level's down a lot.
It is down a lot.
Because I used to kayak through here.
Yeah, Cheryl has kayaked through there. Ooh, I think I may have learned something. I think if I touch the screen, the comments come up. That would be a lot easier. Yeah. And Deanna says, good morning. It's 7:21 here in Phoenix. Let me know when you're en route to Phoenix if you stop in Phoenix. Well, we are flying to Sacramento because I think I'm out of words. We're flying to Phoenix because it's already taking us like 10 or 12 hours from the time we leave our house to be there. So
we're flying to Sacramento, not Phoenix.
We're flying to Sacramento. When we fly on the way back, we go into Denver Airport, but we're not going through Phoenix Airport. I used to live in Phoenix, Scottsdale area, and I worked at the Phoenician, actually. So it's a nice place.
I have relatives in Chandler or North Chandler.
Yeah, and Cheryl has relatives in Chandler. And I think I lived there about a year, maybe a year and a half. And it was a nice place. It's too hot for me. Carlene says if I get my act together, we can meet at Shay's Hedron. And I live in Glendale, actually. See, now it's not happening.
It may have just been that all those comments came at once.
And Alicia says if you're taking 95 to Massachusetts, there's a good restaurant in Baltimore, Liquid Earth.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, we'll definitely put that on and see. It's predominantly raw, many healthy options. That's awesome. Well, and we can see how these trips go. So first off, I got 3 different things from Iitaki. I got that, I think they call it, oh, I'm going to forget. But it's like a big hot pot. And I think it's probably about 2 quarts. And then you add the steamer on top of it. And we could steam tofu, tempeh, vegetables, and put some sauce on it. We're thinking in Sacramento, we could, because we have Instant Cart, so we could always have someone bring us food. We have a car now, and I am queen of the grocery tour. Yeah. So we are for sure going to the Whole Foods or whatever is nearby, because there'll be a different supplier.
Might have to go to Trader Joe's if they have Whole Foods.
Yeah, and see if there's any cool, like, little older natural markets. And maybe see if we can find a Hispanic market too. I don't know the area of Sacramento, so I don't know.
But we have GPS.
We have
the Google.
We have GPS, Google, and an electric rental car. It'll be our first electric rental car. So I'm excited about that because the hotel we're staying at has like 27 electric car chargers. So I was like, why not? We'll see. Well,
oh, and I had an idea too. If we get there and they're like, well, we can't guarantee electric spot, but I'm gonna be like, what if we valet?
Oh yeah, no, I bet valet would totally do it.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, this is what happens when you don't travel a lot. We overthink things a little bit. But for our big trip, we got 2 Hot Logics, and they had a sale, so it's kind of like a warming pad inside of an insulated bag. We got a large one, which fits a 9x16 dish.
And it works for about a 40-minute trip.
Yeah, we used it when we brought food to Kevin and Christine when I made Indian food for them. And Cheryl plugged it in the car, and it worked great. So I had looked at Tammy Kramer Nutmeg Notebooks. She has something that's more insulated, like a cooler. And I looked it up, and with the prices and the sale I got, the Hot Logic seemed like a really good go. The Iitakis actually cook. So I told you about one that's just like a hot pot. The other 2, you put water in the bottom. They have little stainless steel cups. So the jumbo, you could cook rice in the big one, some tofu and sauce, and an inset one that goes in there. And then on the top, you could steam some vegetables. And while it wouldn't be a giant meal, it'd be a great size meal. You know, it'd be fine. Maybe we'd have a salad with it. And we could prepare our meals fresh. And I could go ahead and like measure out the rice, and in our cooler have vegetables, you know, in I have a lot of silicone resealable bags. We're going uphill. I'm not dying. You remember when I showed you us going downhill? Now we're going uphill. So that I can kind of have a plan But then instead of us going, oh, look, there's a Starbucks, let's get a bagel. Or, oh, look, there's a Taco Bell, we can eat there. Because there are going to be places that aren't going to be very populated along a 12-hour drive. We get that when we go to Florida. There's some areas that there's just nothing. And we'll be going to see Cheryl's parents at some point before the end of the year. So we'll test it all out. And chances are good that since we'll be we're going to do some of these tests live and cook meals for ourselves to make sure the appliances work. And that's one thing I would always say. Never buy something new and just expect it to be there and working. In fact, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Milty when they were doing electric pressure cooker. Okay, my time to be out there is next year. Oh. Getting back at the live chat. I go every other year. Yeah, we're going to do a review of the new cooker for sure. My sister's birthday is Tuesday. I try to go for her birthday. She's in North Phoenix on the east side. Diana says, I need to get back to walking. You're doing better than I would. At least you could talk and walk. I know, I always work because I'm also pretty sure, I'm adopted, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, this hill goes up, 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 up. Oh, there's some mushrooms. I'm not a mushroom person. As far as like, okay, if I can get, there you go. I'm not going to pick them because I don't know anything about them except the mushrooms I do eat are delicious, but I am not a mushroom forager. However, if you live near me and you forage for mushrooms and you want to be friends, hit me up. I would love to learn, but I'm already behind on all the things I'm supposed to do. So I was telling you about when I was actually at Boston Veg Fest. So we flew, Cheryl came with me, and I did an Instant Pot demo. Well, an electric pressure cooker demo, to be precise. And Milty sent me 2 there, and I was going to give them away. So we unboxed them, and one of them didn't work during the demo. So I had to pivot. So let that be a lesson to all of you, especially if you're planning on eating in your car. Don't just pack it and then say, okay, we're going to try it. And speaking of that, we probably need to at least put some water in our hot pot if we're taking that for sure. There's part of me that almost wants to not take it.
I think we would be okay this trip not taking it, actually.
Okay, so Cheryl's saying she thinks we would be okay this trip not taking it. So when we first
Because Sacramento.
here, I'm going to give you to Cheryl and I'll take the dog for a minute.
All right, this bag is now up to 3 pounds.
Great. That's not something we should be talking about.
I think if going to Sacramento, I think actually that we should be good to go. Like there, I don't know that we necessarily need to take the hot pot, but we'll think about it more.
And I think we have a microwave in here if something happens.
Yeah. So it does look like we're gonna have a microwave. So, I mean, we can take some stuff we can microwave.
Also, since we have a car, that kind of changes the game too. We can go to Whole Foods.
Joanne says it's between Hartford, Connecticut and Springfield, Massachusetts. And Video 1000 Nights said also any advice. Let me see if I can get those up. I eat whole food plant-based, but I'm addicted to tofurkey deli slices, and when I shop, I want to eat it while shopping and eat the entire pack. Have you ever dealt with anything similar? I think it's the salt.
It probably is the salt, and it could be something that has a comfort food for you. I think, okay, I'm going to channel my inner Chef AJ without being Chef AJ. And I do know that her and JP feel like if there's a food that triggers you, it's better to avoid it. So answer me this. If you had, in my cooking club, I use sweet potatoes in a mandolin. And I mandolin those sweet potatoes really thin and toss them with basically poultry seasoning, which is just a blend of spices, has nothing to do with chicken. Just stuff people sometimes put on chicken, like nutritional yeast, sage, rosemary. And I stuck them in the air fryer. You could stick them in the oven and just cooked until the sweet potatoes got soft and pliable. And we made sandwiches. We actually made paninis with that sliced turkey. So my question to you would be, would having that kind of substitute help you, or does that do nothing? And it's not a judgment at all. It's just maybe, like for me, a lot of times something similar works for me and I'm done, I'm good. However,
I'm kind of the same way. If it has the right texture and enough saltiness, I can be okay with a lot of those things as well. Because it hits the right receptors and the texture's about right. So,
but one thing that could be happening from what I'm learning from other people, so I'd want to make sure that you're eating enough starch and you're full, because if you're not eating enough food, your body tastes this ultra processed food. And I've seen some other,
I keep hearing a noise.
it's a bird.
Okay.
Okay. Cheryl gets easily distracted. Okay, now, so let me see if I can go back to where I was. So
What thickness of sweet potato? I toast my sweet potato slices / slabs.
these are real thin with a mandolin on the thinnest slice to make them be able to roll up like turkey. You're probably talking about doing sweet potato toast. So
She said it might. I like everything good, but this is like crack to me.
yeah, and so one of the things, and like going back to what Stacy was talking about, sometimes you have overwhelming cravings because your body's hungry. And all of these are possibilities. So I don't know which one is going to fit for you. So I'm going to tell you as many as I can remember. And so if you are not eating enough for your body,
Oh, you roll the sweet potatoes. Brilliant.
yeah, and so you can roll it and like really pile it on like deli meat. So then when you eat something highly processed, your body's like, sweet nourishment, right? Because it's like highly processed foods, one of the reasons it's so highly addictive is it meets every survival need that we have. It's easily available, it's high calorie. It's gonna really put on those calories. So it's our, that primitive or lizard brain going, ooh, food that's gonna put pounds on us quick so we won't die during the winter. Which we're like, dude, we're way past that.
I've done 2.25K on my treadmill while listening.
Oh, you go, girl.
Shoot. While you've been walking, now I need to lie down. That was CJ.
We're at about a mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half. We haven't gone that. We've been going slow. So one thing can be, if you're not quite eating enough starches, that's
No,
why
you're definitely not going over there.
he wants to go under a tree where there could be, in Cheryl's mind, there's a whole army of snakes under there. So the other thing Stacy was saying is if you're not eating at least 50% starch and up to 80% starch per meal, you may not be getting enough calories and it might not really make you feel satiated. And that can also trigger some of these things. If you are trying to get off salt and you're really limiting salt to all the other places, tofurkey is full of delicious, yummy salt too. And it's probably got a lot of nutritional yeast and some other flavorings. It's not, tofurkey in the world, I haven't looked at it a long time. It's not the worst food. It is not a whole food, plant-based, no oil food. But if you were able to just like get that tofurkey, make your one sandwich, put the rest in the freezer and pull it out another time and make another sandwich, and you're meeting all of your health, and if you have a weight loss goal, that would be great. But I do hear you clearly saying, I'm out of control with this. So it sounds like this is to you what movie popcorn used to be to me. So Cheryl and I would have to get the refill on the large tub because like I just could not get movie popcorn in my gob fast enough.
What about taking some seasoned toasted beans on your trip to add to salads? I like rosemary butter beans. That's from Alicia. I literally eat the pack while still shopping after opening it with a key.
Yeah, there's the sweet, kind, enabling part of me that wants you to be able to have it, but it sounds like it's just an avoid food. Like, we've gone to the movies once since we've been eating this way, and we didn't bring any popcorn. We also ate a meal before we went, so we would not have any room.
There's a dog at the entrance.
Okay, you're not giving me any more information, but
I just saw it go past. I think they might be getting in the car.
Okay. Well, we'll just go slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like they're getting in the car.
Oh, they're getting out of the car.
Out of the car.
Yeah.
There's 2 dogs.
Um,
Well, can you just talk to the people and entertain them while
Yeah.
they need to do?
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to let these people know we've got a dog reactive dog, and I'm going to keep talking to you guys because you're going to get to see firsthand what it's like to have a dog reactive dog. And bread is my kryptonite, so I don't bring it home. I have no bread self-control. That's Alicia. Yes, bread is mine too. So I have been just trying to like limit my to like maybe 1 bun a week, and that's 1 Ezekiel bun a week, so that, you know, I don't go overboard with that. And I'm kind of worried about Kathy. She's roaming through the woods now. It makes me a little nervous, but I'm gonna let this gentleman know about the dog so maybe he can get it in gear and move fast, but I doubt it. We don't have much luck when we tell people about the dog, so we'll see how that goes. All right, give me just a second to talk to him. Hey, we have a dog reactive dog, and she's kind of off to the side in the woods down there, so just wanted to let you know, so because he'll probably go crazy when you go by.
Yeah, we're still training this big guy here on my right.
Yeah, so I guess so I guess, you know, fast is good.
How far off?
She was walking into the woods over there, so
Okay.
yeah, she saw you coming, so she's pretty far off.
Okay. We'll move quickly. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Lenny.
Okay, so actually he gets it. His dog is out of control too. So Max is such a good boy. Like, he just needs to have some distance. He likes to have his social distancing with other animals, and when he has that, he does great. It's just like this little dog is still in training and he's kind of out of control, so he would be kind of a trigger for Max. Karen says, let me get these back up. Karen says, I eat 2 Ezekiel buns per week, but sometimes I have an overwhelming desire for bread. And Merzies says, sorry, have to go back. So delicious. Ice cream bars are my addiction. They are made with cashews. Yes. So during the pandemic, we did really, really well for like the first 3 months or so. And then when they started doing deliveries from grocery stores and stuff like that, we got so addicted to the So Delicious ice cream bars that have the little bit of like nuts on the outside. I don't know, they're like almonds on the outside dipped in chocolate kind of thing. And we have a Food Lion that's a grocery store not too far from us. And so like we would order these things like 6 boxes at a time. And at one point I was just keeping the boxes down in the basement so we could see how much we had. And oh my God, I made a pyramid in the basement out of those boxes. And then we realized we had a problem. So we had to really quickly stop eating the So Delicious because we found ourselves, we were having them twice a day. And, you know, and I guess like everybody else, like that was our pandemic poundage came mostly from So Delicious. Oh, let's see. Anti-Venom says, that was sweet. I have a dog as well. Mine is an 11-year-old rat terrier. My pit bull, on the other hand, loves all. And Carlene says, I am German. Bread stays on my menu, but not the store-bought factory bread. And Kathy is back, and she is fine, and I am happy. No incidents. The guy moved past quickly.
He was very sweet.
Yeah, that young dog, he said, is still in training, and it was just kind of like out of control while he was standing there talking to me, so he totally got it.
It's always nice. So, like, if you guys don't have a dog, or you have a dog and it's super sweet, if you see somebody move away from you with a dog, and even if you don't have a dog, maybe you have kids, that means that dog doesn't do well with kids and the owner is trying to protect it. That's all.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be mean and not let it play. But
Yeah.
Max is a pity. If a dog attacks Max, it's Max that's going to bear the brunt of it.
Yeah, it's not going to matter at all. You know, like there was this Chihuahua that would come out and chase him and like challenge him down the street. And, you know, Kathy would have to run in the opposite direction to get away from this dog. But, you know, if he turned around and snapped at that Chihuahua or he grabbed that Chihuahua and hurt it, Max is the one that was going to get in trouble for that. Because, you know, we all know because he's the bigger dog, they're going to naturally assume that he's at fault.
Because he's a pity
And because
breed.
he's a pity breed.
So, and his reactivity comes from fear. So, and he's actually sometimes more scared of the smaller than him dogs than the larger ones.
Yeah. But you notice like with Emmy earlier, if it's a dog that he is used to and that he knows.
But he doesn't like Emmy not in her yard.
Right. Emmy not in her yard is not okay.
It's a new dog.
Long as they are in their yard and he knows where that's where they belong and he knows that they're not going to come running after him. He's been used to them over the years. He's fine. Like we can walk right past Emmy. You saw earlier how he just sat there waiting for Kathy. Marizay says we take our dogs to the park and they see so many other dogs, they got used to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've tried with Max for years and years. We had another dog and she loved all dogs and she would go to daycare and play all day long with the other dogs and stuff. But when we got Max, we kept trying. We sent him to doggy daycare. He would be okay until they all started like.
He didn't like it, and as he got older, sometimes if there aren't many dogs in the older group,
He can play,
but it's rare.
Yeah, I think it has to be less than 6 dogs, I think, for him to be able to be in there.
And the place we take him, though, he gets his own personal time when they get group time.
Yeah.
So all he wants, he doesn't really care about playing as much as he wants somebody to rub on him. So we used to buy playtime with someone, and literally he just lays down and puts his head in their lap and wants pats.
Yeah. So now at the place that we go to, because he can't play with the other dogs, he gets to spend his personal time with a trainer in a fenced-in yard all by himself, and he can run around and play with the trainer, and the trainer does stuff like runs them through like sometimes those little obstacle courses for dogs, and lots of times we'll get a picture of them sitting on top of the A-frame or something like that. And they do fun stuff with the dogs. Like early on, they were doing what they called search and rescue, where they would basically hide treats in their van and have the dogs find the treats in the van. I mean,
They do a good job.
They do a really good job with dogs, especially dogs that are not good with other dogs.
It's top dog in Hillsborough, North Carolina. Because we're in North Durham, so Hillsborough is really close.
Yeah, it takes us as much time to get to Hillsborough as it does to get to Durham, so we're kind of in between both.
But yeah, so he's 12.
He's 12.
He's 12 now, and he's on his Prozac. We got him when he was about 2. He had obviously had some traumas. They didn't know anything about him. They just found him loose eating out of trash cans.
And he has some scars and stuff on his belly that we don't know where they came from. And he has a scar on his ear. We don't know where it came from. So we're assuming by the way that he acts around other dogs that probably when he was younger he got jumped by some dogs.
But the thing is he's living his best happy little life now. He has 2 mommies. He has like 4 beds.
Marzi was asking, do we board him there when we travel? Yes,
we do.
That is where we board him, and he loves going there. We used to always feel bad about taking him to be boarded, but as soon as we tell him he's going to Top Dog,
he gets excited.
He gets excited. He jumps in the car.
And he's like, let's go, let's go.
He watches me pack his food and all his stuff to make sure I'm packing treats and stuff for him. And it's kind of funny because he's like, Mr. Inspector, did you get all my stuff in there? We used to send him with a blanket, but they don't do blankets anymore from outside.
But they've let him have a toy.
But they did let him have a toy last time, but they were kind of off toys for a while. But if it doesn't have a squeaker, they'll let you bring it.
And see, with our other dog, she used to tear up toys. He's had toys from the very beginning, from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Let's see. I can't get that chat up.
It takes a little while.
Okay. Do you guys have any other ideas for food addiction? I have had great results eating whole food plant-based, as too much of it is not that bad.
Right, because, and I know that a lot of volume eaters enjoy the whole food plant-based no oil way of eating because you are eating more food, but not taking in all those calories, like a bag of cheesy poofs that doesn't make you feel full at all, has a bazillion calories. But, you know, potatoes, they fill you up. I would really say, I think Chef AJ is doing a new program, too. I just got an email about it. And I would see about joining that. There's also...
she's excellent with food addictions.
Yeah, that's her specialty, really. I know she's doing less conferences and less things lately. So, like, if you're near Sacramento... If you can go to her Live Your Best Life conference.
Ooh.
There's a
giant spider web across the road. All right, I think that's good. It's good.
All right.
Oh, nope, it's still on me. It's still on me. Get off me. Oh my God.
It's fine, just stand still.
It just... Oh, I don't like bugs. Can you guys tell? I'm like such a wuss around bugs.
So food addiction, I would definitely go to Chef AJ's channel and look at some things. There's also, and you guys remind me, it's something over Fabulous over 40. It's also, even though Chef AJ isn't in the group right now anymore, Tobias runs it. And that is a SOFAS-free group. So you guys hear sometimes whole food plant-based no oil, whole food plant-based SOS, whole food plant-based SOFAS. SOFAS is Chef AJ's ultimate weight loss diet that was tweaked from the McDougall program specifically for people with food addictions. So you don't have any sugar, oil, or salt, flour, seeds, nuts, or avocados.
Or alcohol, too.
Or alcohol. Caffeine is also out. I mean, Dr. McDougall is not pro-coffee. He's okay with tea.
Yeah.
But things that stimulate you, and like Stacy said the other day, caffeine can have a half-life of 17 hours.
Yeah.
So you could still have that cup at 6 o'clock in the morning, and if you're having chronic sleep issues, and why am I mentioning sleep issues when she said addiction? If you've been in any kind of 12-step program or an Al-Anon or anything like that, there's HALT. Don't get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And that also will speed up addictive things.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking boat stuff, so I haven't been talking about that. Karen says I'm FFOF, which is Chef AJ's Sofa's free group.
Oh, great.
If there's a link or something that you can put in the comments of how to get to that and how to sign up for that, that would be really great, since we're walking and can't do that right now. People might love that. One of the things I was going to say for me, I know it's hard, but I found that if I just know thyself kind of thing, if I know that something is my problem, then I'm going to, try to stay away from it. So we've been talking quite a bit about, I haven't ventured into, hey.
Have a good day.
I haven't ventured into the having pizza. I know you guys have probably heard this a million times, but there's lots of reasons why I love pizza. I used to have pizza from Domino's, once a week? About once a week. And that was with real cheese and the whole bit. So I have a problem with the idea of pizza with vegan cheese. Now, I've tried pizza with vegan cheese, and in the past, I couldn't do it. I can do it with Kathy's cheese that she makes when we do it at the house, but out, I'm just like, no, because they usually tend to put too much and it tastes too oily, actually, for me. And which is kind of funny, because you'd think with all the other cheese, it would have been feel oily to me too, but it was different. So since we've been doing the McDougal, I've kind of had a firm stance on no pizza for me until I feel like I can do it without it triggering anything. And so I've just been avoiding it completely. And another thing that Howard Jacobson told me back when I was first trying to go vegan, and I was working with him on it a lot, he said, back then, one of the things that I had a real addiction with that was really bad, at the grocery store, was cottage cheese. Loved cottage cheese. I would eat cottage cheese for a meal. And so to get away from cottage cheese, he was like, well, just don't go buy it. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it, but what do you mean? He goes, no, don't walk by it. Don't go down the aisle where that is. Don't go by the refrigerator where that is. If you need something from the dairy section, or if that's where they keep the plant-based milks, send Kathy to get it. Don't go to the little refrigerated section at all.
That's a great idea, because sometimes we can avoid that. Also, if you're able to afford it and you still have Instacart, since many of us did over the pandemic, those are great things to Instacart.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, to try to avoid it until it's not such a big issue anymore is kind of the thing. I'm getting real close. See, vegan cheese is mostly coconut oil, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good idea. Cottage cheese with club crackers was my meal. Yep, I'm with you.
Cheryl's on that team.
I was on that team for sure. And I kept saying, God, I wish somebody make a vegan cottage cheese. God, I wish somebody make a vegan cottage cheese. And one time Kathy made me
So basically I made homemade tofu, and when I strained the curds, I left them for her. And it's a lot of work, so hours of work, and she only ate half of it.
Carlene says we have a small pizzeria that does a fabulous veggie supreme. I gotta go back and look. Sorry. I order it without cheese. There's no oil on the veggies. Maybe a little in the homemade sauce, but I'm sure it's minimal. Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, usually pizza sauce, and a friend of mine owned a pizzeria. They just open crushed tomato, big cans of crushed tomatoes, and put spices in there. So that's a great idea.
Which is what Kathy does for us at home. for pizza sauce most of the
Well,
time.
and pasta
And
sauce.
pasta sauce.
It's much cheaper than buying a jarred fat-free sauce. Lately at Trader Joe's, the fat-free sauce hasn't been there.
We did find some at Aldi's. We found some no oil sauce, and it was pretty good. And hold on, I'm gonna get you your comment. Ah, dang it.
You know what we doing?
No, I'm having a hard time.
Me too.
What about vegan no cheese pizza potatoes?
Oh yeah, we've done. I did a potato class last night that you guys can watch right now because it went live for the whole world. But I was thinking it'd be really cool to take a baked potato. I still have to make some soy ricotta for y'all. I use it with the leftover okara from soy milk. You could use the leftover pulp from nut milk. And then I add nutritional yeast, garlic powder, onion powder. You can add salt or salt substitute, and a little bit of lactic acid powder. Mix that in with your potato and a little bit of yogurt. Put some pasta sauce over the top of that. You can even put some of your veggies and let that cook up. And I think that would be a good substitute too.
Yeah, that sounds good. I love the intercoastal too. Oh, they're still talking about boat stuff. I'm so glad that you guys are having a conversation about the boat stuff.
Is it Joanne?
It's Joanne, yeah. Because I love the boat stuff. Like when I was a kid, I was around boats and stuff a lot. So I'm kind of jealous that you guys still get to do that. I love boats, but I don't necessarily want to own one anymore. I used to think, oh, I want to buy a boat, I want to buy a boat. But then I'm like, there's a lot of extra cost in that I just don't want to deal with at this point in my life. But maybe when I retire, maybe I'll feel differently. But I wouldn't even have time to use it right now either. So there's that. Hey, how you doing? So that is our friend. We don't really know him that well, but he is the sweetest guy. He's probably the friendliest of all the guys that works at the golf course.
Yes.
He always stops and waves and smiles. He's got an infectious smile. But he's one of the guys that actually mows the grass on the golf course. So yeah, a little bit of more info about the neighborhood, right?
And show them the fountain.
Oh, and the fountain's on today.
I always think that's like a bonus for hanging out.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? So cool.
It's not so beautiful. We're in between two lawnmowers right now.
Yeah, sorry
so-
we're in between two lawnmowers, but hopefully you guys can still hear us.
And sweat is not dripping down my face.
It has been
First time.
so beautiful. This is the best walk, like, in a long time because it's so cool out. It is still only 69 degrees.
Ooh.
I think Kathy might be able to work on the deck for a little bit if she puts the umbrella up.
And that will make me so happy.
Thank you for letting us know the sound is good.
Oh, good. I never know because we're not on any kind of mics, and sometimes the mics filter out some loud things like the Vitamix and stuff.
I don't know.
I think pretty much the sound isn't too bad for us not using mics, but you guys should tell us.
Yeah, I mean, would you prefer that we use mics, or are you guys okay with getting the same basic ambient sounds that we get while we're walking? I mean,
Yeah, that's the only thing is I would be sad that if you didn't get to hear the water or any of the birds or anything.
but it's up to you guys. Did we ever get COVID or never get it? We never got COVID yet. Alicia says she can hear us fine. We have gone extra out of our way to avoid COVID.
We have only, we're back to masking again. We were only unmasked
Bye, Carlene.
for a month and a half, maybe 2 months. This year was our first time unmasking in stores. On occasion, during the summer, the past couple of years, we will eat inside if it's not crowded. I'm honestly a little nervous about Monday because that may be the most crowded restaurant we'll be in.
Yeah.
But we will be masking on our trip.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
goal is to stay masked on the airplane. But if we're on the tarmac for 12 hours, eating is gonna go above that.
Yeah.
While Dr. McDougall is not gonna get the booster, we tend to be more in the overly cautious camp.
Yeah.
And if the booster had been available last week, we would have got it before we left. Cheryl, why don't you tell them about what the 2 doctors have said too about our area and COVID?
Oh, so I went to the doctors. Somebody, can I move in with you guys? Sure. It comes with lots of responsibilities.
How are you with yard work, painting, and are you a fixer-upper?
All the things we don't have time for. So I went to the doctor, you guys know, with the poison ivy recently, probably about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 now. And
Because she's highly allergic.
I'm highly allergic to poison ivy, and I had it everywhere, and it was getting worse. And so I went to the doctor to get something for it. And while I was there, the girl who was taking care of me said that COVID is on the rise. I just want to let you know, since you're a diabetic, you might want to start masking again or doing whatever you do to protect yourself. She said, because we're seeing lots of cases, and she says, and it's increasing rapidly. And then 2 weeks after that, we went to our GP for our regular stuff, and the GP says, I've seen more cases of COVID in the past 2 weeks than I have seen in the past 2 years. So
it's getting bad here.
It's getting bad here. I don't know about other places, but
typically however you feel, you do you. We're not just like food, you do you, right? But
Alicia says her daughter is a hospital pharmacist and COVID admits are way up. Yeah, if I can avoid this, I would like to avoid it, because we don't know how our bodies are going to react to it until it happens. For a lot of people, it's nothing more than a bad flu. For some people, it's horrible. It does terrible things.
Hospital and never come back.
Yeah,
So, it's just about risks, just like everything else. So I have a friend who thinks 5% chance of getting it is too much for her.
Yep, and we respect that.
And I wear an N95. She wears a KN95. The reason I wear an N95 is I can find some small ones that actually stay snug on my face without poking me in the eye. I got some small K95s, and they literally are halfway
into your eyeballs.
Into my eyeball. So those are snugger. Both of those should fit very snugly, and you do the best you can. When we booked this travel, it was right when everything seemed like maybe it wasn't going to happen early, and then it happened early.
Yeah.
But we're also going to go in October. So we have these plans, and we usually have been going to Florida at least once a year.
Mostly we try to go twice.
Yeah. So, and I always say that's where we're going to get COVID, honestly, because while her parents mask out at big events, all of their friends don't, and all of their friends come to see us.
Yeah.
And one is a kisser on the face. And with me being kind of germophobic, and COVID at that point was rampant, I swear I wanted to saw off my cheek. But there are other funny stories about Kathy being a germophobic.
Yeah, she's a bit of a germaphobe, but it's been to our benefit, because we were in New Orleans the week after Mardi Gras,
which is when all the diseases live.
And came home from New Orleans 2 days before my company sent us home to work from home forever.
In 2020.
In 2020. And we did not get COVID on that trip.
We were on a retreat with Howard Jacobson and Josh LaJohny for Sick to Fit.
And we didn't like just stay. We were all out about town and walking all over. And yeah.
Stuff. We were careful in the plane on the way over, but we had done research, and at that point they said, you don't need masks.
Yeah.
So we didn't get them. But I tell you what, everybody's hands got sanitized on a regularly scheduled basis.
Auntie Venom says, please let's meet up next time you are in New Orleans. We love New Orleans. Well, I love New Orleans. Kathy may not love it as much since she lived there.
Well, I love visiting. You know, it's a great place to visit, and it's a great place to live when you're young. And it just was, I love a lot about New Orleans. I love the feel, and I love the magic that's there. So, and that could be fun. We can meet up with Josh.
Yeah. Were you here for Mardi Gras then? No, we were there for Howard and Josh's retreat. We actually came in right after Mardi Gras was.
Yeah, it was the week after Mardi Gras ended.
Yeah. All the beads were still in the trees and all that stuff when we.
No, that's just normal.
Oh, that's normal. Okay.
So I lived in New Orleans for 12 years. And so I remember when I moved there, I was like, why does everybody have beads in their car and these plastic beads places? Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
But Cheryl has never been for Mardi Gras. So one day we'd like to.
Keep hitting the wrong thing, guys. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm going to go back and try to catch some of these. If I have a big bag of chia seeds, ground flax seeds, and hemp hearts for a long time in my fridge, should I do anything with them? Sorry, it went away.
It's okay. Just...
Or just use them once in a while with oatmeal. I have a bag of each.
You know, if you're going to keep them for a very long time, the best place to keep them is in the freezer if you can.
Auntie Venom says she's hoping to move to North Carolina, actually.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
She has family here.
That's very cool. Asheville is an amazing place. I love Durham too. So going back to the chia, hemp, those seeds, they will be fine in the fridge for a very long time, possibly indefinitely. In the freezer, pretty indefinitely. I have this magic double closet that I use as a pantry. And I say magic because sometimes I put things in there that should be refrigerated and they last a lot longer. I don't know why. So, but that would be the best way. So you can use them little by little, especially if you're switching to a no seeds variation of a whole food plant-based diet or trying to limit your seeds.
Some other folks gave some advice about that as well. Karen says, I didn't get the vaccine and I've never had COVID yet. I totally respect everyone's right to do what they think. Boy, this thing just really doesn't keep stuff up long at all, does it?
You want to switch from there?
I believe eating this way is the reason I have not had COVID yet. Yeah.
Well, and everybody can have their belief systems. I think, you know, certainly building up your immune system doesn't hurt, but I also think that, you know, being careful is really important too. Alicia says, I sprinkle those seeds on my salads or veggies daily. Yeah, that's great. They should last plenty long for you in the fridge for sure. And I'll look real quick and see if there was anything else we missed. Oh, and one anti-venom, my adult son and dad are here. That's awesome. And Joanne says she remembers me trying to make my vegan cottage cheese. I think I made it in class, or I talked about making it in class. And another thing, you can add nutritional yeast to the seeds to make kind of a Parmesan topping, and that is true. If you go to healthyslowcooking.com, I have a toasted oat Parmesan that tastes like nuts. Is chia pudding really anything worth it or not really? That's so subjective. Some people will say yes. And I think it depends on is this your sweet? Is this your breakfast? if you're not having any other sweet other than a nice chia pudding once a day, I bet it is really worth it. However, if it's, for me, if it's would you like a banana chia pudding or a banana pint of Ninja Creamy, I like the cold super creamy. And Alicia says if you like overnight oats, add chia there. Absolutely. And you can even do, don't forget, overnight oats. I love them cold. So I love them in the summer, though we've been making hot oats all summer. Because Cheryl doesn't love overnight oats. And then he heats them up. So you can use overnight oats as a way to prep. So that's something else going on. Anybody else have any questions? We're getting close to the house. And it's about time for the live to end. And don't forget, so I would say, make sure that you go and watch the potato meal plan class. Even though I was a little discombobulated because my tech went weird. I think it was a good class. We made some miso mashed potatoes, and I did some sauteed vegetables over that for dinner last night. I made aloo gobi. We made samosa stuffed potatoes, and I made a brand new queso. So I used pumpkin and oats and ancho chili powder in addition to jalapeno chili powder. And it gave it a really nice umami oomph. Now, I realized this morning, because I set my lactic acid dish, sure. Someone wants to know how we met and how we became whole food plant-based in a 2 to 3 minute version. Cheryl and I were both single and in our 40s, and there was basically an organization that was matching people up. So like they would have events that you could meet people. And I had just moved back I had moved to Durham for the first time. I grew up in Winston-Salem. So we did meet at New Year's peripherally.
But it was basically at an over 40.
Yeah, but we met at an over 40s lesbian dinner. Which you could not get more middle-aged than that. Seriously, we were like at this Italian restaurant. It was very, very middle-aged. So, and then the rest is history. And now we've been together like 17 or 18 years. And whole food plant-based, I was vegan, or I was vegetarian when we met. Let me see if I can. Oh, I wonder, I think, did it rain or is the spider web that was from yesterday is gone. Is this where someone thought they saw a face in a tree? So I'll leave that up just in case. So I became vegan around 2010, 2011 when I was writing the Vegan Slow Cooker book. Alicia says, congratulations, 17 years is a long time. Yes, it is sometimes. Yeah, do you want to say anything about us meeting?
No, I mean, it's kind of very just the
normal, boring, middle-aged way to meet somebody.
I'm like, oh, you're Faye's roommate. I know Faye.
Really, it was. And then we went and we had a drink. So I became vegan, and then it wasn't until like 2018 or 2019 that Cheryl went vegan.
2019.
Oh, Joanne's getting the COVID vaccine. You go. Give us energetically some of that vaccine while we're on the plane, please.
2019, because it was Veg Fest weekend, and you drugged me to that dinner that Josh and
The speaker's dinner. And so she already knew Howard. We've known Howard for years. And that's the first time we met Josh LaJohnny, who, if you don't know, I don't know if he's still doing ultra marathon running, but he was like on the cover of Running World, and Cheryl's tired of me having the camera on her. Here, there's our cute little entrance to our little hobbit hole.
I was just gonna say that I was reading Sick to Fit and didn't realize that it was Howard and Josh's book. And then like I got all excited, like it was like a couple days before Veg Fest, and I was telling Kathy, yeah, I'm reading this book. It's called Sick to Fit, and these guys eat vegan too, and blah blah blah. And she turns around, looks at me, and she goes, "That's Howard's book." And I was like, "What?"
I
She goes,
rolled
"It's
my
Howard's
eyes.
book." And I was like, "Howard, Howard?" And she was like, "Howard." So then 2 days later, I was sitting at a table, and Josh was sitting next to me, and he was having a conversation with somebody else, and something he said, I don't even remember what it was, but it was like this light bulb went off, and I was like, it really is just that easy. And I took off my first 40 pounds
Doing that, yeah.
doing that, just kind of following what Josh had done to lose his umpteen pounds. I think Josh was 425 pounds, and now he runs ultra marathons.
And now everybody's, look at you, Josh, you little hottie.
Yeah.
Josh, I feel like Josh is my little brother. So I'm always like, come give me a big old squeeze, you little hottie. Which I wouldn't talk to if I didn't know him well. But he's just such a nice, super nice guy. And
he's been super helpful, like on my journey for sure.
oh, and he's just a great guy. I'm trying to think of, so whole food plant-based, we have officially as a couple gone whole food plant-based, no oil, 90%, as of taking the Dr. McDougall 12-day program in July.
Yeah, July 14th.
I've dabbled with it back and forth, but Cheryl was not entirely on board. So basically, me having a liver biopsy scared Cheryl more than her diabetes. So I would do it again. The liver biopsy really wasn't that bad. Although I hear there can be some complications and things, but I had a fine time. I made friends with the people there. Cheryl was nervous. Our friend Faith, who I walk with every week, who's a nurse, came and sat with her. And I think she was like, okay, what do we got to do? And you guys have heard the 4 days into the Dr. McDougall program, she was not a member at that point. She was just doing it along with me. And her glucose numbers were getting low, so she joined in so she could have doctor support during that. And that's why a lot of times you'll hear us talk about doctor support during the switch if you can have it, even if it's your own personal physician. Okay, so I think we are going, I'll see if I can, I'll turn this around.
Wow,
We have been walking slowly for a very long time. Alicia says, we went whole food plant-based in 2003 when my husband was diagnosed with cancer. I understand, Cheryl. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have like seriously bad hair day, but you know what?
get it cut today.
I know. Gavin is going to work his magic on me. Thank God. I thought I should get it cut. And it's not bad. What happens is like half the time I get the bottom part cut and half the time it's just making a bunch of layers and this massive hair that I have now that I didn't have when I was younger. But you guys, thanks for hanging out with us on our walk. We'll try and like check in with you while we're on the trip as much as we can. We don't know what that's going to look like. I will come back though and put up the link to sign up for the Monday event if you're in Sacramento. If you are in the Boston area or somewhere on our way up to Amesbury, Massachusetts, email me at kathyhester@gmail.com and we'll see if we can meet up with you. We will. We're not meandering for days. So we have a schedule because she has to do a presentation for work. But, you know, if we can do a meetup, that's great. Also, those of you who are in driving distance or just close to Durham, North Carolina, we can meet up at the Indian buffet sometime too. So we're probably going to go to that. So let me know. And I'm just so glad that you guys came and hang out with us. Karen, Alicia, okay, Karen went whole food plant-based SOS in 2019 after I had to add a new diabetes medicine. Ooh, checking in from Barbados. Oh, Jackie, I'm so jealous. And CJ says, thanks for letting us walk with us. Thank you for walking with us and hanging out with us. And I'm going to try and be better. I'm hoping on the plane I can plan out some things so we'll know on certain days we'll try and do them live and I can announce it on Heartbeat instead of grab the phone, we're going out on a walk. Okay? So anyhow, you guys just have an amazing day. Jackie said she enjoyed the potato class. Thank you. I was very nervous because my normal link didn't work and I was like, ah. So, and I did lose my voice almost by the end. So watch the potato head class, share it with your friends. Also, I went ahead and put up a link where you can get Kathy's Cooking Club for half price. If you liked it, join up. If you are on a really, really tight budget and you just cannot afford even half price, email me at kathyhester@gmail.com with what you can afford, okay? Because I'd rather have you in it and hanging out with me and learning than not. And we can talk about that. There are some full scholarship positions available, but usually I try, just because a lot of times, there are a few exceptions, but sometimes people don't go if it's absolutely free. That's why I say, what can you afford, right? So let me know that. I'd love to have more people and have more fun. There's lots of good fun side chatting just like there is in these lives too. Okay? Have an amazing day. Take good care of yourself and we will talk to you really, really soon.